Survival Guide to Integers by Amar Tankard. Introduction to Integers. So you may ask how you would use a negative integer in real life. Well, here are a couple examples you will use for negative integers in real life. One way you use these integers is when you get a bank account. There will be an action called deposit and another action called withdraw. The withdrawal is negative, which is when you take money out of the bank. The action deposit is positive, which means you're putting money into the bank. You also use 4 different terms for integers. Here are the definitions. Integer, a set of numbers that have positive and negative numbers. For example, you go to the bank and you withdraw $500 to buy a new TV. Then you go back and put $500 in you just earned from work. We have negative 500 and 500. This is a set of integers. Rational number, a number that you're able to put over 1 to be turned into a fraction. For example, you are at the loan center and you need $1,500 to put down on a car. When you come back and pay the loan back, you need to see how much money you need to pay because you're short some money. You would put 1,500 over 1 to solve how much money you need because you'd be using a fraction. And you use this for multiplication, subtraction, addition, and division. Additive inverse. When you have two numbers, a positive and negative, they have to be the same number when you add them together to get a zero. For example, if you go to the bank and you are told to add two numbers to figure how much left in your account, to figure how much you have left in your account, so you add negative 14 and 14, you would get 0 because you're going up 0 on the number line. Adding integers. Now you will learn about adding integers. First strategy is to use yellow chips. You may be asking, what are those? They are circles that have two different colors on them, and one side represents positive and one side represents negative. You can choose either colors to be positive or negative. For example, if you have a red side and a yellow side, the yellow would stand for positive and the red would stand for negative. You put 4 red chips up and 5 yellow chips up. That would be negative 4 plus 5. Another strategy is the number line, which has two sides to it. The positive side and the negative side. Now there are rules to this. If you go to the left, it is negative, and if you go to the right, it is positive. We are going to use the same problem as the first strategy. So we have negative 4 plus 5. We're going to start on negative 4 and move 5 times to the right. This will land you on 1. Now, after showing you all those strategies, you will learn how to add without those strategies. So again, you have the same problem, negative 4 plus 5, and you are solving this problem with no number line. I'm going to show you a trick to tell if your answer is going to be positive or negative. If the numbers have different signs, take the sign of the larger number. For example, I have negative 4 plus 5. I would take the sign of 5 because it's larger, so my answer would be positive. If the signs are the same, your answer would be positive, so 4 plus 5. So 4 plus 5 is positive, my answer would be positive. If the larger number is negative, then my answer would be negative. Subtraction of integers. On to subtraction to integers. There's a huge rule you must apply to subtracting integers. This rule is called keep it, change it. So you may ask, how in the world do I apply this to a problem? For example, you have negative 3 minus 5. Now, you would keep negative 3 how it is. Change the subtraction to addition, and you change 5 to negative 5. Now the signs are the same, so you would add and get negative 10. And negative 8, not negative 10. Okay, so you have learned that part. Okay, you will learn what to do if the signs are different. For example, I have negative 2 minus negative 5. You would apply the keep, change rule. You would have negative 2 plus 5. So now that the signs are different, you would subtract what you have now. So the answer is 3. Multiplying and dividing integers. Jumping into the rules for multiplying and dividing integers. The rules for multiplying and dividing integers are as follows. If you are multiplying a positive number and a positive number, you would get a positive number. For example, is you have 3 times 3. It would equal 9 because both those numbers are positive. If you're multiplying a positive number and a negative number, you would get a negative number. For example, if you have negative 3 times 3, it would equal 9. Because one number is positive and one number is negative. If you are multiplying a negative number and a negative number, you would get a positive number. If you have negative 3 times negative 3, you'd get 9 because both numbers are negative. Rational numbers. Alright, all this right here ties into what you've just learned, so listen closely. Now, all of the integers that you just learned about can be turned into a fraction. I'll tell you how. So you have a problem like this. 1/4 times 123. You can take 123 and turn it into 123 over 1. which means, yeah, 120 over 1. The bar, by the way, this is the bar that splits the fraction.